Imagine a blue chip stock, the biggest player in its field, suddenly dropping almost half its value.
Yeah.
Just gone in months. Today, we're diving deep into UnitedHealth Group, that's UNH, and what's behind this really dramatic downturn in 2025.
It's pretty staggering, isn't it? A company that size taking such a hit.
Exactly. So our mission here, looking at these reports, is to pull out the key info for you, the investor, what really drove this. We'll be looking at, well, the leadership shifts, the financial fog, those regulatory pressures, how the market reacted, and what this could mean long-term for your investments.
Yeah, that nearly 50% drop, it's not something you see every day with a company like UnitedHealth. It really forces us to dig into the why and think about what's next.
Okay, so let's start at the top then. Leadership. Andrew Witty, the CEO, he resigned abruptly back in May 2025.
Citing personal reasons, yeah.
Right. And almost immediately, former CEO Stephen Hemsley is back. Big package, too. $1 million salary, $60 million in equity. What does that signal?
Well, bringing back a known quantity like Hemsley, especially with that kind of equity buy-in, it screams stability, or at least the board wants stability. It feels like they needed a familiar hand on the wheel, fast, given everything else going on, a real course correction attempt maybe.
And everything else is.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You had that huge Change Healthcare ransomware attack in 2024. They paid $22 million.
Yep. And the report suggested it was down to, basic security failures, things like no multi-factor authentication.
Ouch. Then the awful news about the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, being assassinated late last year.
A terrible event, adding a whole other layer of crisis.
And there was also that leaked footage of Witty, wasn't there? Defending coverage denials. That caused huge public backlash. Threats, even?
Exactly. So you piece it all together, the cyber attack, the violence, the PR disaster. It shows a company under just immense pressure inside and out.
It definitely paints a grim picture. Investor confidence must have taken a hit.
For sure. And don't forget the specific legal clouds around Witty himself. Those insider trading allegations, reports of a murder investigation linked to him, that just adds prolonged uncertainty for anyone holding the stock.
Okay, let's shift to the financials. Because UnitedHealth suspending its 2025 guidance, that sounds like a big deal for investors.
Oh, it's huge. When a company pulls its forecast, it's basically admitting we don't know what's coming. They cited rising medical costs, especially from Medicare Advantage members being sicker than expected, and the ongoing mess from the cyber attack.
So what does that mean for you, the investor?
It means a serious lack of visibility. How can you value the company or predict performance if they can't? It usually just leads to more stock volatility, less trust.
Makes sense. Let's dig into those challenges more, particularly the regulatory side. The DOJ seems very interested in UnitedHealth right now.
Very interested is putting it mildly. They've got investigations cooking on 3 main fronts.
Okay, what are they?
First, a criminal probe. Looking into potential Medicare Advantage fraud, specifically upcoding. That's, making patients seem sicker on paper to get higher payments. Second, a civil inquiry. This one's examining if UNH pushed doctors, maybe through software prompts or even bonuses, to, exaggerate diagnoses for the same reason.
Wow. Okay. And the third?
Antitrust. Scrutinizing their whole structure, having the insurance side, UnitedHealthcare, and the services side, Optum, under one roof. Is that anti-competitive? That's the question.
So serious probes across the board.
Yeah.
And the Change Healthcare attack, the fallout isn't just the ransom money, is it?
Not even close. That attack snarled up payment systems nationwide. Huge disruption.
Yeah.
And exposed sensitive data for potentially millions of people. That means lawsuits, reputational damage. Plus, Congress is now looking closely at their cybersecurity or lack thereof.
So more costs, potentially, maybe new regulations coming down the line.
Could be. Stricter security mandates, higher operating expenses, it all adds up.
Given all this, not shocking, the market reacted badly. Raymond James downgraded them.
Yeah, from strong buy all the way down to market perform. And UNH became, one of the worst stocks in the Dow for 2025.
Why did Raymond James make the change? What were their specific points?
They flagged the fuzzy earnings outlook tied directly to that pulled guidance, plus the mounting legal risks we just talked about, and significantly, the potential need for some major restructuring within the company.
So analysts are clearly nervous.
It reflects that broader investor unease, just too much uncertainty swirling around the company's future profits and, frankly, its structure. The stock performance really underlines that market fear.
Okay, it's clear how all these problems are weighing things down. But let's not forget just how massive UnitedHealth is. Remind us of their role in the U.S. healthcare system.
Oh, they're deeply embedded. I mean, UnitedHealthcare is the biggest Medicare Advantage provider in the country. Plus, they cover tens of millions through Medicaid, employer plans, individual plans.
Huge reach on the insurance side.
Exactly. And then there's Optum, that's Optum Health, Optum Insight for data, Optum Rx for pharmacy benefits. It's a vast network of doctors, clinics, technology, and Change Healthcare, even after the attack, provides critical IT plumbing for much of the industry. Their footprint is enormous.
Systemically important, you could say.
Absolutely.
So, thinking about those DOJ investigations, if UNH is found guilty, what could that actually mean for the company and for you as an investor?
Yeah, the potential fallout is significant. You could be looking at, well, multi-billion-dollar fines, settlements. That hits the bottom line hard, obviously impacts the stock.
And beyond fines.
They could lose federal contracts, think Medicare, Medicaid, that would be a massive blow.
Yeah.
Or face much stricter oversight, which hampers operations. The antitrust angle could even force them to sell off parts of Optum. That's a drastic scenario, but it's on the table.
All right.
Plus, you'd likely see executives banned or resigning, ongoing reputation damage. Basically, a guilty finding could force a major reevaluation of the company's worth and maybe even ripple through the whole healthcare sector.
All right, so let's try and summarize this for you, the investor. What are the absolute key takeaways from this deep dive into UNH's troubles?
Well, I think it's clear the stock's collapse in 2025 wasn't just one thing. It's a confluence, really. You've got that leadership turmoil, serious regulatory heat from multiple directions, financial uncertainty thanks to rising costs and that cyber attack, leading them to pull guidance, and then the market and analysts reacting very negatively to all that risk.
It's a perfect storm, almost.
Yeah.
And we have to remember just how central UNH is to the whole system.
Exactly. That's the crucial context. Because they are so integrated, how these investigations play out, how the company navigates this, it won't just affect UNH. It could genuinely reshape parts of the private healthcare landscape in the U.S.
So here's a final thought for you to mull over. Given how deeply woven UnitedHealth is into American healthcare, how might the resolution of all these challenges, whatever that resolution looks like, create not just risks, but maybe opportunities too, across the broader investment scene in the years ahead? Something to consider.